Hello, welcome to Karma's a Stitch. I'm Tanya. If you're new here, welcome. And if you're returning, welcome back. I kind of do my episodes, I have been doing my episodes this year a little bit differently. I roll the dice. I roll an app on my phone, a dice app, and I have a wall of whips, and the dice tells me which project to work on. And I work on that project for 1 week. And at the end of the week, I show my progress and we put the project back on the whip wall and we roll the dice again, unless I finish the project within the week. If I finish the project within the week, then I come back on the day that I finish it, share the project, share my thoughts on the project, and then we roll the dice again. And that's what today is. I rolled the dice last Wednesday morning, and I rolled the Musselburgh by, I think it's Yolanda Teague. Let's see. The Musselburgh, Yolanda Teague, and I finished it. So let me show you guys where I was at when you guys saw it. When you guys saw it, I was here. I had done the increases, and this is where I was at. So if you are unfamiliar with the Musselburgh, what it is it's just a long tube. You have, you start here, you start in the center, and then you do increases, and the pattern is written in such a way that you pick your yarn, you pick what stitch or what needle you like to use to get the fabric that you like, and then it gives you the gauge. So I used a US 3, which is a 3.25 millimeter is what I used for this one. And then the pattern is written in such a way that it then tells you that you have, if you have this many stitches in an inch, then you'll want to increase to this point. Or if you have, like, let's say you have 7 stitches per inch, you'll want to knit for this many inches. So it breaks down the gauge for you really, really well. You do have to read it because it'll say do increases for this amount, do this many inches if your gauge is this. So you do have to pay a little bit of attention, but as long as you read it, it's a pretty easy pattern to follow. I had half the hat done, and I had misread the gauge portion of the pattern, and so I had to rip the whole thing out and start over. So this project definitely took me a little bit longer than it needed to, but you start with the increases. It tells you what your gauge needs to be, and then you just knit a whole tube, just straight knitting for however many inches your gauge tells you to do. And then you have decreases and you close it up. So this project is closed at both ends, but it's a hat. And so you take one end of it and you put it inside the other end. And then you have a double thick hat. Now, last week, Mandy with Mouse's Makes had finished one of these for her husband. And I had reached out to her because I really love the length of hers, because she was able to put it on and fold it up as a brim, which is exactly what I wanted with this hat, because I made it two-tone because I wanted both, I wanted to have both colors show for the brim, because I made this hat to match the mitts that I made. So these mitts are called the KI mitts. I'll put a link to the pattern, and I can't remember if it was a free pattern. I don't think it was. But so yeah, I made these fingerless mitts, and I wanted a hat to match, but I wanted to be able to hold the brim up or fold the brim up. And so I reached out to Mandy to find out, how long did you make your tube? And she's so wonderful and so responsive, and she let me know. So I am able to fold this up. And last night I let my daughter Alex try it on, and she's like, but Mom, look, it could be this way too. And she's absolutely right, which is exactly what I wanted. So I have a finished FO. And you guys, so the ends on this are all on the inside. But the last time you guys saw these mitts, they had ends. There are no ends left. This is a set that is ready for this fall. So I will weigh this and get it into my spreadsheet to share how much yardage there was completed on this project. I used Trilogy Yak sock, which is, here's her label, and it is 70% superwash merino, 20% yak, 10% nylon. There's 437 yards per 100 grams. And I used mauve and cabernet for this project. And like I said, I had used my US 3 Chalgoo. I did use DPNs to start and to finish with the increases and decreases. But yes, so we have an FO, which means we get to roll the dice again. And I'm very excited about that. I have moved the whip wall. If you've been here, you'll know that I've been in the middle of a move, and I've been trying to find the right spot for the whip wall. Last time I had it right here in this corner. I have since moved it. So we are gonna go take a look at the whip wall. We're gonna roll the dice, and we're gonna see what we're working on this week. All right, I'll be right back. Okay, so here's the whip wall. I've got the iPad ready. I don't have any apps on. So we'll open up the Dice app. And what this is going to show us is if, for example, this says 19. But if it were to say cubby 1, that's the first dice. That's what the first dice will tell us, okay? Second project. So this would be cubby 1, and I would go to the second project. So the first dice is going to tell me which cubby to go to, and the second dice is going to show me tell me which project to take. Now, the reason I say the 19 is a poor example is because there's only 18 cubbies here. And so if it rolls 19, then I take that project bag, which has a blanket, and if it says 20, then I take that project bag that has a blanket. So that's why I said 19 was a poor example. But let's roll the dice and we'll see what we get. 15, 2. So we have cubbies 1 through 6, 7 through 13, 14, 15. And it says the second one. So that would be number 1 and number 2. My cozy memories blanket. So this is we'll go out to the living room and we'll talk about this project. Okay, so we rolled the Cozy Memories blanket by Shelly Donut Polka Dot Creek. And this is a project that I just cast on last weekend as part of the cast on party. So April 13th is when that cast on party was. And I cast on this project. It is being held in my ball sack. This was a Christmas gift from my brother. And as you can see, it is full. It's full of minis. Lots of minis. And what I am doing is in this pattern, it has the pattern for a larger square or what that she's calling the mini square. And it basically is changing the number of stitches you cast on. So I went ahead with the mini because I wanted to put 4 squares together, all of them with the decreases lining up in the center to create one larger square. And then I'll move on and I'll do the same thing with the next color. So that is my plan with this, is I'll have multiple squares, but they will all be constructed of 4 smaller ones. I have found that this size square takes about 10 grams for me. I am able to do it on my straights, which I got a set of straights for my birthday. And here's the color I am currently on. So I'm not sure, maybe I'll mark this with a stitch marker for the one that I had completed, and then everything else will be built around it. But this is what I'll be working on this week. I am also working on a baby shower gift because we have a baby coming in our knit shop. One of the girls that works there is having a baby, and we're having a baby shower this weekend for her. And I am working on finishing up her baby shower gift. So I will be splitting my time between the Cozy Memories blanket as well as her baby shower gift. I will work on this a little bit so I can come back and show you my progress tomorrow morning, and I will see you guys later. Bye. Holy cow, you guys, I'm so embarrassed. So it is Tuesday evening and I'm sitting here editing this episode 70. I'm editing it right now. And I just realized as I'm editing it that the dice rolled Cubby 15, Project 2. And as I looked at the whip wall as I'm editing, I said, we've got cubbies 1 through 6. And then I said, we have 7 through 13. We don't, it's 7 through 12. I grabbed the wrong project. For the last 2 days, I've been working on my Cozy Memories blanket, and I've inserted an update on how I did. But I'm gonna go put that back because that was in cubby 14. I'll go show you. And then we're gonna take the correct project. Let's go take a look. Yeah, so let's try this again. Here's the whip wall. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Not 13. 13, here's 14. This is where I took my Cozy Memories blanket from. So we're gonna put this right back in there. And we're gonna go to cubby 15 and take project 2. Now let's go take a look at what this is. Okay, so I was not prepared to do recording tonight. So you're gonna hear wash machine and laundry and baby chicks. But let's take a look at what I actually should be working on. My Rose City rollers, and I'm almost done with these, I believe. But I think that I wanted to do a pair for Alex. Yeah, let's see. Yep, so this is my second sock. Here's my first one. So I could have another FO this week. I have one sock done. This is my progress on my second. I will put a progress keeper in there, but I believe I wanted to do a matching pair of socks for Alex with this yarn, which is Lofty Loops, hand dyed here in Nebraska in the USA. And this is Cozy Cabin. This was my full skein from my 2023 Advent. And I am doing these on a US size 1. That'll focus. So that's what I'm gonna pick up and go on. I am done working on the Cozy Memories blanket for this week, and we'll see what I can do with the socks. Okay, so we're gonna add the muscle burra to the spreadsheet. Here's the scale. Let's see how much the finished project weighs. I did take the mitts out. So we're at 92 grams. So I'm gonna split that in half, which would be 46 grams used of each color. Okay, so we'll go up here and say 46 grams of the Cabernet and 46 grams of the mauve. Okay, and so then that will tell me that I use 201 yards of each color for this project. And then I'll go ahead and do this off screen, but what I do is I add the date that I completed it, which would be yesterday, which I believe was the 21st, and then I highlight it blue because that'll show me my finished projects. All the blue are my finished projects for this year. So I'll go ahead and do that for my muscle burra, and I'll get going with my Cozy Memories blanket.